Howdy, hey! Welcome to Partners at Birth class. Super excited you're here! Yay! So this is going to be a class to help the partners get some skills for your birthing experience. So hopefully both you are here watching so we can start working together as a team. And tell me where you're from. I like to start all classes knowing where are you from. I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area of the United States. I was born and reared in Austin, Texas, but I've been up here for a while and been a doula for over 12 years. Where y'all from? Awesome. Yes, Dallas, you're very close to me. California, Miami, Nigeria, Colorado, Florida, Louisiana. Nice. Some more Texans, California. Awesome, good. Arizona. Yay. Awesome, well I'm glad you're here. Welcome. So I'm Krisha, I am Serenity Life Doula. I'm the one that does all the reels on natural birth. That is my expertise. Been married to the love of my life for over 29 years. We have two bigs. We have a married-in son, and we now have a grandson. So that's just like real quick about me. I've been a doula for over 12 years, about to wrap up my 12th full year and start 13. And I have a passion to help expecting parents know their birth rights, their options, tell y'all, get you educated in the know, train you on how to deliver your baby naturally by natural birth. And my overall large goal is to reduce the cesarean rate within the United States. I got to start somewhere. By educating you on natural birth knowledge, because we're created to birth babies and we can do it. So tonight's class is about partners at birth. I feel like more partners will be more active in the birthing experience if they had some skills, they know what to do, some tools to pull out to help be part of the birth team. So you can't fix birth, but you can get skills and have the knowledge and know like what's going on with the birthing process, which gives you both more confidence, but also working together. Y'all both created this baby, y'all gonna have this baby. So we want to get you both skills. So tonight's class is Partners at Birth, and then next Wednesday, which will be August 6th, will be Birth Prep 101. Okay, so y'all can come back for that if you want. But we're going to go over these 20 tips. These are just 20 tips I think all partners need to know. And the flow of class, I teach first, and then at the end I'll open it to a live Q&A with regards to Partners at Birth. Okay? I'm not medically trained. I won't answer any medical questions, but I will tell you my opinion or give you resources and talk non-medical terminology. Okay, so let's get this started. Hopefully you have your water, hopefully your partner's here. You have pen and paper to take notes. If you registered for class and the class handout has already gone out, so it's like literally a piece of paper you can print off or look at on your screen. If not, you can go to KrishaCrossley.com and you can register for Partners at Birth. And then while you're there, you can register for Birth Prep 101, which we will talk about 20 questions to ask your healthcare provider next week. So the first thing is you need to take a full childbirth education class, partners. Partners, it's just not what she needs to go do it, right? You both need to take a childbirth education class at the same time, okay? Know the stages and phases in labor. Assimilate the same information at the same time. That way you know, you'll heard it together in the same space and you can actually talk about it together. And that way you both understand what's happening and you'll be able to work together. You're hearing the same thing at the same time and you're going to have conversations about it. So the two of you together can make educated decisions about what you want for the birthing process and for your baby. There will be times in labor she won't be able to speak up because she's so lost in the throes of labor that you need to be able to advocate for her. So this is part of knowing the same thing at the same time. Second thing is you need to advocate for the desired birth plan when she can't. So I was already leading into that. So when she can't speak up or the answer is I don't know, then you know exactly what to say or do. And if you want to catch your baby, catch your baby. If you want to cut your baby's cord, cut your baby's cord. You need to make those things known on the birth plan and to the people in the room so they know how to help you do that, right? Number 3, make sure she drinks plenty of water during labor and she's peeing every hour. This is super important. Like, the uterus is a muscle, and every time it contracts, it uses the fluids. When you get dehydrated, then you can have these things called dehydrated contractions, and they feel terrible. It makes the contraction of the laboring process like 10 times worse. Like, it's bad. If you've ever had a Charlie horse in your leg, like you're sound asleep and all of a sudden you're like, whoop, you're up, you're like, oh my gosh, what is that pain in my leg? That's a Charlie horse. It's painful. Used to have them all the time when I played sports, not so much recently. Is kind of imagining that type of fast onset of the contraction of that calf muscle, except it's in your uterus, and your uterus is the biggest muscle of the body at the time of giving birth. That type. It's like, it's rough. So water is super important. So what I recommend is you get one of these with water, and then you get a second one with electrolytes, and she drinks both of them and just keep them filled up, basically. Make sure they're both filled. No matter your birthing location, you can take those in. And then making sure she's going to the bathroom every hour. So if you're filling your body up with fluids, you know, your body is going to use what it needs and it's going to eliminate the rest. So she's got to go to the bathroom. Now, the bladder sits up here at the front part of the pelvis, and the baby's trying to come through. And if the baby just keeps, or the bladder keeps filling up, then the baby can't put the pressure onto the cervix, which is right here, right? Because the bladder keeps filling up and it keeps the baby up high. So every time you have a contraction, the baby gets pushed down onto the waist of the body. Therefore, there's no cervical change. So it's important to go to the bathroom. You got to get up and go to the bathroom at least every hour. Great thing for the partner to help with. Drink plenty of fluids. Make sure she's going to the bathroom every hour. Okay? 4, make sure she fuels her body with nutritional foods. So at the beginning, like warm up, you should be eating a meal. Whatever meal you want, just eat it. You need the power to run contractions. When she's in labor and she's like, I don't want to eat. Oh, I don't feel good. Or maybe she's nauseous or she's vomiting, which can come along with labor. She needs to eat a couple of bites every 30 minutes. 1 or 2 bites, that's it. You got to have some power, some fuel in your body to power the body forward. Okay, so that can look like cheese, applesauce, bananas, any type of nut butters, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bananas, strawberries, anything like that. Okay, something that's quick, only a couple bites about every half hour. You got to have fuel. I don't care if someone tells you she can't eat. Make her eat. It's super important. You can't labor and run a sporting event like childbirth and not eat. It's going to stall out because there's no more power. You got to put the power there by eating. Number 5. This one you can do even towards the end of pregnancy, which you should do, and also during labor. Periodically ask, when was the last time you felt the baby move? Babies are very active in labor, right? They're moving around and they're twisting around and they're kicking and they're like trying to help from the inside. And sometimes moms can be like, oh, what's happening? Oh, the baby just kicked me. Or, look at that. Did you just see that? Type of thing. So that indicates that baby's moving. But if she hasn't said anything in a while, then you're like, hey, when was the last time the baby moved? Because babies are supposed to be active. So that kind of keeps both your attention on the fact that we've got an active baby that's moving around, and you're both attention on the fact that baby's moving. Because they do help considerably in labor. I mean, they're the ones that are being squeezed and having to navigate the pathway, so they move around a lot. Number 6, get the playlist playing. Make it silent if she wants it silent. So change the playlist if you need to. Have it ready. Know which one she wants or what she doesn't want. Or maybe she has 4 or 5 options or whatever. Just handle it. Turn it on, turn it off, whatever. Number 7, keep the birth team updated on progress. So, in the beginnings of labor, she's going to be keeping people updated. Now, when she gets in the throes of labor, not so much. So I'm more apt to go out if I get a text from the husband and because she can't do it. Then I'm like, okay, she's so focused in labor that she can't pick her phone up and send the text that you need to come. Now, the other thing is we can get distracted by our phones. So if she's playing on her phone or reading social media or something like that, that's a distraction. It's a labor stall. Let's just be clear. So relinquish the control of your phone to your partner, mamas, so you can lose yourself in the labor faster. And this is something your partner can help you do. Control the text for the birth team and any other type of communication. If you tell people you're in labor, people are going to ask. If you don't tell people in labor, that limits greatly the amount of text and communication that you're going to receive or send out. So I highly recommend telling no one you're in labor, except the immediate birth team that actually needs to know, because word travels fast, right? Very fast. So if you don't want to be disturbed, or you don't want to have to handle a gazillion checks on why isn't the baby here yet? Is it okay? Is it safe to still be pregnant? Why don't you just do this? Why don't you just do that? It gets annoying when you're both trying to focus on bringing your baby to your arms. Last thing is you, the partner, is in charge of timing contractions when they need to be timed. If they're 10, 15, 7 minutes apart, you don't need to time contractions. The baby ain't going to fall out. When they get closer to like maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes apart, you might want to keep your birth team updated, okay? Always let your birth team know when things are starting to warm up, any changes that happens, and also when they get closer together and stronger. Don't focus on the contractions. So you partners, you need to kind of be more discreet about timing a contraction. So this is what I'm talking about. Did it start? Okay. Is it over? Okay. That if you ask her those questions, you're throwing her out of labor. So notice if she is not showing you physically that she's starting a contraction, ending a contraction, there's no reason to be timing them. Literally, she's not in labor. But if she's like, you can definitely tell she's going through a contraction. Just hit the button. And then she's like, hit the button, it's over. Okay, so they can be very watch their mannerisms, so you're not asking their time. You don't have to be exact on the timing. It's a general amount, okay? So just be discreet about it. So if you have to report to your birth team or let people know, that you're able to say, well, they're about this far apart, lasting about this long, okay? Number 8, if she's lays down to sleep, you lay down too. Labor literally can be unpredictable. It can last a couple hours. It can last a couple days. We don't know. So if she lays down, turns the lights out, goes to sleep, you should lay down and go to sleep too. You've probably had a long work day. You're ready to come home, tired, go to bed, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, I've got contractions. We're having a baby tonight. Okay? Lay down and sleep. It's okay. Take a nap. If contractions are really spaced out, actually you both should be sleeping, period, because it could take a while for them to warm up. And you can still sleep when they're not so close together. Okay, super important. That is a common thing. For all you first-timers out there. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm having contractions. It's time. Y'all both get this surge of adrenaline, and you're like, it's finally here. Oh my gosh. And then you stay awake. For those of you who just stay awake in your nighttime hours when your body is like physically, biologically used to laying down and sleeping, you still should do that. Not to mention when you sleep, your body relaxes more, it uses less energy, it spaces the contractions out, and y'all can both get some literal shut-eye before things turn on and then you are up and you're in it until you see your baby. Super important. Sleep is very, very overlooked when it comes to having a baby. It's crucially important for both of you. Okay? Don't be like, I'm the hero, I'm staying up. No, you're going to be just as exhausted. Your exhaustion is going to be different than hers. Guarantee. Number 9. Yep, take care of yourself so you can help support her through the intense part of birth, which means you need to eat and you need to drink water as well. So you have to take care of yourself so you can provide that support. If you're going to starve yourself or not drink your fluids, you know, there's going to be a point where it's also going to catch up with you. You're going to lose energy, and I don't know, you don't eat in a while, your blood sugar drops at the moment that your baby is going to be born, and you end up passing out. That wouldn't be good. She might be mad at you for that later. So please eat. If you have a doula, doula's responsibility is not to replace you. It's to help you make sure you're getting food, you're getting water, you're staying rested, to help both of you. Okay, so it's super important. Okay, I know some of you might be nervous or anxious as well, but you still have to eat and drink. You have to do the daily basics for our human bodies every single day, pregnant or not, literally. Number 10. So hold space and be her protector. Men are protectors. They like to protect. This is fantastic. You can protect her and the baby. She'll be vulnerable. She needs to be vulnerable to have her baby. She needs to feel safe. She needs to feel safe to let her baby come out. She needs to feel safe to have the placenta be delivered. So she does need to feel loved, protected, and safe through labor. Now, you're going to have those of you who are fixers, and you have a tendency to want to fix things, you can't fix birth. Birth is birth. It's going to go and unfold on its own timeline, to its own rhythm, to each individual. You just can't fix it. You have to remain confident. How do you remain confident? Refer back to number 1. Take a full childbirth education class. One that meets your goals of how you want to birth your baby. Know the phases and stages of labor. Know how to support her and work together. Remain confident. And then use the tools that you learn to help. Okay? Number 11. Great time to drink your water. Touch, light massage, kissing the forehead, holding hands, pressure on the body in areas that are in discomfort. Touch is a powerful and immediate way to communicate. Okay? Sometimes holding the hand, kissing her forehead, pressing the head, pressing on the backside of the pelvis or the hips or the shoulders or whatever touch, holding hands. Any type of touch helps. Now, if she don't want to be touched, don't touch her. Some women don't like to be touched at all when things are very intense. That's okay. She will let you know. But if she wants to be touched or she wants to hug on you or whatever, then do that. Okay, it'll help. Hold her, comfort her, encourage her, support her, however it seems fit. Y'all know each other best. You can talk about things that she may or may not want beforehand, and that can be written in the birth plan, which is very important. And then, or you can practice some things to see if it's something y'all like to do together or not, type of thing. Okay? 13, positive words of encouragement. Tell her how beautiful she is, that your body's created to birth this baby. You are strong and powerful. You're doing great. You're doing an amazing job. Occasionally, you might need to remind her to breathe when she's holding her breath. Drop your shoulders. Let it go. Relax into it. Sink into it. I know you can do this. You are doing this. Whatever positive affirmations, you can create some ahead of time. Maybe there's certain ones she wants you to read. Whatever. That's a great thing you can do as well. If you want to hang up the affirmations in her space, that's a great job to do as well, if she wants that. 14, if she asks you to do something, do it. If she asks you to stop something, stop. If she doesn't want to be touched, don't touch. If she wants to hang all over you, support, then let her hang all over you. Okay, again, these are conversations you can have ahead of time, but they're important. It could be one contraction, she wants to hang on you, and the next contraction, she's like, don't touch me. Then you go back to holding space, and you wait for that contraction to go away, offer her a sip of water, and give her a minute. Okay? Labor is very intense. There's some level of discomfort. There's some level of intensity. It varies from laboring mom to laboring mom. 15. Encourage her to focus, breathe, let it all go loose. Low and loose. Move to the rhythm of the birthing process. If you remain calm, she'll remain calm. If you get kind of excited or anxious, she may get excited and anxious, especially if you are closely connected as a couple. So keep that in mind. If you have to step out and take a second, that's okay. Totally okay to do. 16, encourage her to move, change positions, take a shower, bath, slow dance, sit on the ball, crawl around on hands and knees, whatever. Just encourage her to change positions. When she's in the throes of labor, I recommend changing positions every 30 minutes to keep the pelvis moving. If she's kind of like squeezing her butt cheeks together, she's got her shoulders up to her ears, gripping her fists like this, it's tight and tense. She's fighting the contraction. So helping her move and change positions is going to help loosen her up and also help create space for baby to navigate the pelvis. Super important. Okay. 17, draw a bath. Laboring in water is a comfort measure. It's like nature's natural epidural, right? If she wants you to join her, make sure you're ready. Have your swim trunks or whatever you're going to have, and be willing to get in with her if the tub allows 2 people. We have some large tubs, and sometimes we don't have so much large tubs. If you're planning to stay on the outside of the tub, make sure you get some padding for your knees, or maybe a small stool or something to sit on to make your body comfortable. Some of the things you do during labor with her, you will be sore for a couple of days. I guarantee you. Okay, you're not used to holding her that way, or leaning that way, or squatting that way, or being on your knees for that long, or whatever. You will be sore too. So make sure you protect your body and get your body in good positions also before you assist in any type of thing for her as well. 18, wet washcloth. So when she gets to like really, it's called transition, where the baby really goes down into the lower part of the pelvis and then spontaneous pushing will follow after that, she gets hot. Like women in their, comfort of their own space will usually start, throwing off their clothes because they don't want anything tight on, and they also don't want it's hot. So wet washcloth is good. So wet washcloth across the forehead, the back of the neck, draped across the shoulders. You can even take it and whirl it around her like this for a fan. Wring it out with water over her body. It makes it feel good. You can pour water over her belly if she's in the tub. There's a lot of different things you can do to help with comfort measures that could help cool her off or make things a little bit more pleasant for her as a comfort measure. And one of the things I highly recommend, because there's 2 things I pull out of my doula bag every single birth. One is the peppermint essential oil, because it helps with nausea. So these are like emesis bags, right? Throw up bags. You put a couple drops in here, and as she's holding it, she can fan in front of her nose, and peppermint takes the nausea away. Or she can smell out of the essential oil bottle. Just make sure you don't touch her nose, because it's a hot oil and it'll make her nose burn. But the second thing is a fan, like a little handheld fan. This thing, every single laboring mom loves. So I carry it with me and I put it on. This one kind of is cute because it can like just sit if it need to, but you can also hold it. It has different speeds. It is worth the purchase to get a little handheld fan. Okay? Amazing tool. 19. This is a big one. Don't take offense to her emotions or things that she may say during labor. Sometimes things just pour out of the mouth when you're in discomfort. Don't take offense to it. Birthing a baby is super emotional. There's lots of discomfort, and it's super intense. It's intense. Super intense. And it's hormonal. She got a lot of hormones raging going through this birthing process. So just let her know you're in this together, and she has your support no matter what. Okay, that would refer back to number 13, which is positive words of encouragement, getting her refocused based on what may be or possibly coming out of her mouth. Just don't take offense to it, okay? And 20, make sure the car seat's in the car. If you are having a birth out of your home, you have to have something to bring your baby home in, so you have to take it with you. So make sure that it is secured into the car. If If you're having a home birth, then you don't have to worry about that. But I also highly recommend for that, if you have to go somewhere, a birth center or a hospital to have a baby, when you get into the contraction pattern, there's a good contraction pattern, things are going really well, things are like escalating and moving on to the next intensity level. Anything you're taking with you, it's a bag, it's your suitcase, whatever, because if you're going to a hospital, you're at least spending one night. If you're going to a birth center, you're just going for a few hours, but you will come home. You're not necessarily spending a night, but you're still taking stuff with you. Put it in the car ahead of time. Do not wait until you have to get her out of the car, out of the house, and all the luggage or bags out of the house. It's too much. I'm telling you. Get it in the car ahead of time. I'm telling you how to get out of your house easily. Okay? I've had too many mad dashes out of the houses. Something gets forgotten. Something gets left behind. And takes way too long to get a woman in labor, full-blown labor, into the car with all the stuff. Okay? So make sure the car seat's in the car, and also make sure you have any type of bags or anything you're taking already in the car ready to go. Okay? It just makes it easier getting in the car. And all you have to do is get her in the car. Much easier. Okay? 20 things. You can do them all. You can pick and choose. I'm sure there's things I've left off that y'all can have a talk. It's more of a conversation between the two of you to figure out what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you. And then y'all do those things. It doesn't matter. Just kind of get your wheels turning of things that you can do as a partner to support your partner and be an active participant and know what to do. And if you are a partner that's like, oh my gosh, that's a lot to think with, I need help, then you need to hire a doula. A doula is a Greek word meaning woman caregiver. And what doulas are trained to do is know the stages and phases of labor, when to get you to your birthing location or call the midwife out to your house, labor you down. Doulas stay with you the entire time. Actually, that's what the doulas are supposed to do. We're the ones that come out first, labor you down at home to call the midwife out, or labor you down before we take you into the birth center or the hospital where you're going to birth. Right? So the doulas come in early and we stay with you. The only time we would leave would be for us to use the restroom, or we needed to get a bite to eat, or if it's been a really long birth and we've been up for 24 plus hours, we do kind of need to get shut-eye too, so we can be good for you at the time it happens, or we may call back up in to do that. So doulas are trained in the stages and phases of labor, but we're also trained in providing resources for you so y'all can make educated decisions about what you want for your body, your birth, and your baby, and help you deliver your baby, and then with the immediate postpartum support as well, as far as giving more food and water to mom. And some of us are educated in lactation, so we can help initiate breastfeeding and things like that. It just depends on the doula skill set. Okay? We have seasoned doulas, we have rookie doulas, we have doulas that are trained in many advanced skill sets like myself, or we have doulas that have just gone through doula training and getting started and trying to get their business started. We're there to support you, okay? There's one other thing I was going to say, but I'll have to wrap around later because it went right on my head. All right, so hire a doula if you think all of this is overwhelming and you're not sure you're going to be able to do that. Again, the doula does not replace you. The doula helps you labor together as a team and take turns with you if you need to squeeze hips or do something like that, or act as a birth coach. I'm more of like a birth coach, so that's what I do. Book recommendations. If you like to read, Fathers at Birth by Rose St. John is a great read, and then The Expectant Father, Ultimate Guide for Dads to Be. That's another good book if I got some readers in there, okay? That's all. It's a very short class. It's very short, but I will take some questions if you have questions with regards to partners at birth. Now, if you want an advanced skill set training, like how to squeeze hips and how to move her body and what positions to put her in, then I have a training for couples. It's my Train for Birth workshop. It is for couples for 34 plus weeks. If you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area, or you're in driving distance, and some people will drive 6 to 9 hours to come train with me in person, I train for birth in person at 2 of the birth centers locally, one in Fort Worth and one in Irving, twice a month. I also do privates in the area. If people want them to myself, I'll come to your home If you're like, you're too far away, I have a virtual Train for Birth workshop where it's all on video. It's an online course that you can do and also get the skills as well. So it's out for everyone. Or you can fly in. People are flying in. You can totally do that. So you can have me in person or across the screen at a self-paced virtual, but it is for 34 weeks. It teaches you natural birth education, how to get a baby out of your vagina, and how the partner can get skills to help provide comfort measures and pain relief and to work together as a birth team. It's also mental and physical training to get your body ready and your mind ready to actually have a natural birth. There is a training program, there is a training packet with exact exercises you do. So that's trainforbirth.com. You can go take a look at that, but that's going to give you a much higher level skill set to work on getting your natural birth. Okay? I also have other courses like Childbirth Essentials, Postpartum Essentials as well on my trainforbirth.com website. Next week, announcements. I will have Birth Prep 101, which is 20 questions to ask your healthcare provider. It is for sure an hour. Sometimes I run a bit longer because I get long-winded. I'm very passionate about getting education out there for you. So it's definitely another course you want to go to KrishaCrossley.com and register for that and get the handout, because this is to get your wheels turning and have healthy conversations with your provider. Not just walk in and go, No, I want you empowered. I want you to speak up and go after and chase your birthing goals, whatever those are. Okay? And then tomorrow, July 30th, I have a free natural birth webinar if you're interested in that. That is, you can register in my link tree. It's there. So that's tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Central Time. Questions? What you got for me? Oh. Oops. When you know when your partner should put pressure on your hips, etc., oh, you'll know. So, this is the back side of the pelvis. When the baby comes down into the pelvis, you have two joints right here in the pelvis. They literally start doing this. They expand. Okay? They don't go that far, but I'm doing it so you can see it. So when this starts to happen, because your pelvis is literally open out for the baby to come down, and someone comes up and puts pressure on your hips, it's going to feel good. And then you're going to be like, do that again. And then you're locked in. So when you have discomfort, or she starts complaining that my lower back hurts or my hips feel like they're expanding, then you can try pressure on the hips and go from there. Some women will like it, some women won't. But most do. They're like, ooh, this takes the edge off. It does. It takes the edge off. My cervix is halfway effaced. I'm 40 weeks and 4 days. Should I ease up on exercise and focus more on resting? No. Because you can be pregnant for a whole nother week. Effacement and dilation has nothing to do when you're going to go into labor. They tell you it does, but it has nothing to do. I'm very interested in the person birth class. Is there a refund policy if needed? No. I have waiting lists for all my in-person class, so if you sign up for my class, I expect you to attend, because if you don't and you don't show up, then you're bumping somebody else out of that spot. So I expect you to be accountable and show up when you pay for something, and I don't do refunds. And I do book out a couple months in advance. So if you're thinking about booking a class with me in person, you need to think to when you're 34 weeks. Don't be like 38 weeks and I'm like, I need a class. I guarantee you I won't have room. Sorry to be so blunt, but that's what it is these days. Can you tell us more about weekly check-ins included with the class? I wanted to take your program. My husband's work schedule is afternoon until about midnight. We haven't been able to. Can you give me a little bit more information on what you're referring to there? I don't have anything with weekday check-ins, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, good grief. We're having a geriatric pregnancy. Are you really? No, you're not. Absolutely not. That is the most ridiculous thing ever. No. We're wondering the necessity of inducing labor. We were advised to induce recently. Of course you're advised to induce because how old you are. No, absolutely not. If you're healthy and your baby's healthy, there is no reason to be induced. Absolutely not. Now, if there's some situation medically that's going on with either of you, then yeah, you probably should be smart and get some medical attention. But 35 plus years old having a baby is not a medically necessary reason to have a baby. It's not. That very much annoys me that y'all are being told that, because realistically, people are starting to have babies later in life. They're getting their, meeting their love, they're getting their support by work and everything, and then they end up having the babies later in life. That's fine. I had babies young. Me and my husband had babies at 23 and 25, super young, right? But that's what we wanted. But a lot of people now are starting to have babies and 30 plus having their first baby. Okay, that's totally fine. And then sometimes, people just can't get pregnant until they're 35 or 40. And that's when it's going to happen, because that's when their body's ready to have a baby. Okay. If you can get pregnant and sustain a pregnancy, you can have a natural birth too. It's the birthing process. We are created to birth babies. Our bodies know how. It's just the medical field overthinking it. Drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. I deal with this every day. How to be more confident in not getting cervical check? Just say no. You don't need them. A cervical check will not tell you when your baby's going to be born. Period. It's not going to tell you. Come be your doula. Brian, yes. You're in Louisiana. Okay, I have people from Louisiana driving in to train with me. You can at least come over here and train, Brian. I mean, I'm not that far, like 5 hours maybe. I don't know exactly how far to your city to mine, but how do you know where the child is currently located? I'm assuming you mean in utero. Well, a couple of things depending on how gestated you are. If you're later in gestation, let's just pick third trimester. More like stronger, forceful kicks should be up in the rib cage, so they're like a little bit more pounding, like little flutters, light movements, or hands. Those should be just above the pubic bone or in the pubic bone area. And then hiccups should be below the belly button. That's a head down baby. Back to this, Ashley, back to your question about how to be more confident not getting cervical checks. That can be accountability. If you feel like you just cave because you don't feel like you're powerful enough to have your voice be heard, that's a great thing for your partner to do. So when it's offered, or when you walk in and be like, say it up front, do not ask me for cervical checks. If I want them, I will let you know. So that way you're in the driver's seat of that, and then your partner can support you. And if you start wavering on it, be like, no, I'm holding you accountable. You said you don't want any. Okay? Y'all have that conversation ahead of time. Are my classes more targeted towards home births, giving birth at birthing center? It depends on who is in the class. If I have a whole class of home birthers and birth center birthers in one hospitaler, it would be more catered to that. If I have a whole class of everyone's natural birthing in a hospital, then we're going to talk more a little bit about how to get a natural birth in a hospital. Getting a natural birth in a hospital is very difficult. Can it be done? Absolutely it can be done. But it's harder because most of the hospitals, their training isn't natural birth. It's about how can we facilitate and help this couple have their baby with all the interventions. That's their training. That's all they know. So it's really hard for them to sit down on their hands and not do anything. So if you really want a natural birth unmedicated, why are you in a hospital? So it's about how to get a baby out of your vagina, the class, which you can do that anywhere. What can help start labor naturally? Nothing. Doctors pushing for induction with no risk pregnancy. Then say no thank you. You need to stand your ground and decline. You and baby are healthy? No thank you. Do gestational diabetes mom usually end up being induced? Yes, if they know not to say no. If your gestational diabetes is controlled, you're on point with your nutrition, you're on point with your fluids, your exercises, and you're controlling your gestational diabetes, there's no reason to be induced. Gestational diabetes, everyone's like, sorry, you get induced at 39 weeks in a hospital system. If you're at a hospital with gestational diabetes, it's not the same. She's 40. She's so young. She's so young. She could be my age. She'll be fine. I don't know anything about creatine. I can't answer that question, sorry. Would you recommend getting a cervical check at 40 weeks if you haven't gone to labor yet? Absolutely not. No, 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 no. Keep the fingers out of the lady parts. Cervical checks are not needed. No, they are not. They make you think they are, but they're not. They will not tell you when a baby is going to be born. Couple more questions and we'll end off. Oh my gosh, Yazzie, y'all are only 3 hours away. Y'all better get your booties over here and train with me. 3 hours. I have people driving 6 to 9 hours. I had somebody drive all the way from the southern tip of Texas. It took them 9 hours to get here. Had people fly in from Arizona and New York to train privately with me. You can do it. It's not that bad. It'll be so worth it. Can you be dilated in a safe face but active labor not starting soon? Yes. Would I wait until 42 weeks if mom is healthy before taking induction? Yes, and you might need to wait longer than that. Sometimes it's 42 plus 3 or 43 weeks. You know, there's states in the United States that can go up to 43 weeks before they have a baby. It depends on your ovulation and when you conceive. It doesn't depend on the first day or last period. The estimated due date is based on every single woman has a 28-day cycle. Well, I got news for you. Not every woman has a 28-day cycle, nor are they all going to conceive on the exact same day of every single month that they're going to conceive. It's ridiculous. We're all put on the same scale when each and every one of us is uniquely different. Yet we are all held to the same standards. Think about that the next time someone's telling you you need to do something because of your age, because of your due date. because of your weight, because of your size. It's all because they're trying to fit everyone on the exact same layout, the program. Everyone equals everyone. It's not true. It's just not true. How can a partner help a pregnant woman breathe? In through your nose, out through your mouth. Sometimes, partners, you have to do it to help her find her rhythm. It's okay to do that. Okay, Zoe, you live in Ohio. Where can you find a doula or a midwife? Well, you can Google doula and midwife in your area. If you want some certified doulas, you can go to DONA, DONA.org, and find a doula near you. Midwives might have something similar. I just don't know. And you can also ask other expecting moms that you know who they use or who they know, type of thing. All right, any more questions with regards to partners at birth? Because I know some of these are getting a little bit off topic. You're welcome. You do in February, come to the hospital. You guys, I don't do hospital births. I do home and birth center births. I know a lot of you do hospital births, but I do not like hospitals personally. So when is a good time to attempt positions to get baby in the right position for birth? During pregnancy, preferably the second trimester. Don't wait till the last minute. And then what are some methods of getting baby head down and facing the right way? Keep your body moving. If you have a desk job and you sit 8 to 10 hours a day, you have to be getting up every 45 minutes in your wake hours. Like, you can't sit there. When you sit there, you fix your pelvis. Your pelvis can't expand when it comes to birth. That's why labors are long and hard. We do not walk like we used to hundreds of years ago. We used to walk everywhere hundreds of years ago. Now we're in cars traveling everywhere. We're sitting at desk jobs. We have couches to recline on. We have toilets to sit on. And it's causing our pelvis to be fixed. It's terrible. So you have got to get up and start moving. You've got to start walking. If you sit, or you got to walk. If you have a job where you're walking all the time, it's not going to affect you the same way. But if you are sitting a lot, or you're, hanging out on your sofa, lost in the endless speed of the internet, social media, you need to get up and move. Realistically, and I am dead serious when I say this, you need to be walking 3 to 5 miles every single day, or 10 to 15,000 steps, however you want to track it. Get moving. Why? Because when we're erect and we stand up, it lengthens the psoas muscle, which usually causes a baby to be breech because it's too tight across the top of the pelvis. So the psoas muscle starts in your back, runs across the front part of your pelvis just like this, and then attaches down here by your femurs. And if it is tight like a rubber band, your baby is not going to stick their head down there. Nope. They're like, nope, I don't want my brain squeezed between those muscles. And that can also cause that's just one of the reasons. There's many reasons why babies won't put their head down there, but that's just a major reason I find. It's also the muscle I work on. Like, I do body work on a lot of people here in the DFW area, and if I need a baby that's upside down and needs to rotate, I am working on that. I've actually participated in a couple of external cephalic versions, which are called ECVs, where I do body work and the midwife comes in and helps rotate the baby. I've had 2 recently that were successful, and both those babies head down and born. So you can be putting the work in by yourself. Just get to step in. That's all I can say. It's one of the best successful actions you can do is get your body erect and walk. I know it sucks. You're pregnant. You have all this weight. It's like, I get it. I've done it twice. You just got to do it. You've got to do it. It's a very short period of time you're pregnant. Figure it out, please. . How early in pregnancy would you suggest connecting with a doula? It depends on the doula you want. So people who hire me or know they're going to hire me, or my repeats, they pee on a stick and they're like, Krisha, I'm pregnant, mark your calendar. Okay. That's smart, because I feel that I book out really fast. On average is between second and third trimester, you can hire a doula. That's when it's most average. But if you want the quote-unquote seasoned skill, been in the game for a while, you know, advanced skill set doulas, you do need to reach out to them quicker if you want to hire those people. Okay? Can we take the in-person course at 38 weeks? Yes. When I developed Train for Birth workshop, I actually trained my own private clients at 36 weeks. So I literally had like that last month of pregnancy where I made them repetitionally do the exercises every day. And then babies literally started flying out of vaginas. So then I started teaching it because a midwife told me, you need to teach that because your clients are birthing so fast. And I moved it to 34 weeks based on popular demand by expecting moms. They're like, there was one of me and a whole bunch of y'all, and it was like I just had to move the program up, so I did program it out a few weeks earlier for 34 plus weeks. So do you have a trick to calm partner when they see you in pain? One, when they've taken the natural birth courses, or they're educated, they're more calmer because they have the knowledge that what's happening is normal. When people know things are normal, they're much calmer. When they don't know it's normal, people freak out. Let's just be clear. Your partner can easily go take a walk and come back. Maybe he needs to take a break. Maybe y'all can practice breathing together. You can make it a together thing. Those would be some examples. And if you feel like he's going to have trouble being calm, you probably should hire a doula. Okay. My programs are both. I have an online course where everything is pre-recorded, and then I also have in-person in my area. Okay? All right, awesome. So, partners, you have a whole list of things that you can try to implement or do, and obviously create your own, because everybody's different and you don't have to limit it to those 20. If you want a more advanced skill set and you want to train together and start practicing together, y'all need to be in my Train for Birth workshop, whether that's virtually or in person. Okay? But advocate. Stand your ground. Please stand your ground. Speak up for what you feel is right for you and your baby, and protect her and get in there and catch your baby. Okay? Thank you for attending, and hope to see you again, or see me again next week or at a training. It would be fantastic. Okay? Healthy mommy, healthy baby later on. Good night.